we discovered in the end of 2021 and that heating season into 22 that one of the big variables around energy consumption in student accommodation and residential accommodation more generally is the people. It's the people that live in the spaces and how they interface with the technologies that are available to them. And with that, we were able to then develop the product that we have today. So, very early on in our journey, we recognized that if we could engage with residents and students in a really meaningful, data-driven way and have good reach, we would be able to help drive further efficiency, helping, proving that, again, that people and planet can be put first, and create profit for the investment funds and partners that we work with. So yeah, with some goodwill on both sides, we put together this joint venture. The integration's now in flight and in place, and we'll have a commercial arrangement. And really the objective here is to make this gamification capability available to our clients, the market, you, our clients, in a way that is seamless, integrated, and friction-free. So we want to try and make life easier for you to consume products like ours. So the communication between our two businesses and ultimately the commercial arrangement that we have in place means that we can bring to bear the Spaceflow product as part of our overarching Utopi product suite.
From the very beginning, since we established our company and started building the platform, we were focused on connecting the entire tenant life cycle and the journey in one interface that is super user-friendly, seamless to use, and we can actually translate all those valuable data and metrics that we collect from all those data points into an environment that is very easy to use for residents, for students on a daily basis, and therefore significantly elevates the comfort, the satisfaction, and the overall well-being students get as part of being in the community and being connected with the brands that property owners and operators are powering. So
we've made this decision and why we think this is a really compelling reason, not just to buy Utopi as a product, but also to onboard this sort of broader feature set. We've made it as simple as possible. So one engagement with one sales function supported by our partners at Spaceflow and giving you access to a fully integrated resident engagement tool as part of the ESG capabilities that Utopi has already brought to the market. So make it really simple to buy, make it seamless, make it integrated. That was really the kind of main thesis behind this, and that's why we've driven in this direction. And with all of that, we can create cost efficiency as well, which I think is really important when we start to look at the prop tech stack. So when we're operating assets of this type, it's quite easy to have multiple prop tech subscriptions, if you like, and before you know it, that can have a fairly significant impact on the P&L. So what we've done is we've combined the subscription component within our two capabilities to create a much more cost-effective package, which is attached to an ROI, which is really important because obviously we appreciate that investment in this space is really driven by ROI and strategic value. And ultimately, we know from the experience that we do have, which is pretty extensive considering a 2 or 3 year journey, we do know that data-driven engagement campaigns drive value, and they drive value for not just the operational budgets for these assets, but also for the communities and for the individuals. So we're helping educate young people through these gamification programs in how they can be more efficient and more sustainable in the way that they live. And that's taken from your assets into their living environments in the future, and hopefully that's going to have a much broader impact on the planet as well. So yeah, that's where we're coming at this from. It's simple to consume, it's integrated, it comes through one engagement, it's cost effective and ROI driven, so easy to create business cases that really stand up to the scrutiny of those asset managers out there who will put us under a bit of pressure. And also we're doing greater good using data, and I think that's such an important feature here. So
very broad ecosystem of functionalities that we are bringing to the market, and how we support operators and end users in connecting with the communities and the built environment. And specifically, our partnership with Utopi is really exciting from the perspective of empowering end users with those data points that we will show you as part of the demo. And we believe that this is something that will make people even more committed to the sustainable goals and make them on the same boat with landlords. And overall increase the comfort and again the well-being and the satisfaction that is critical to also retain customers and make sure that that the returns are as high as possible for our clients.
Just one thing to be absolutely clear with all of this is that in order to get the data and then also to do the in-room controls and so on, there's clearly hardware needed that is there to either get the measurements on the one hand or to exert control over existing systems or have smart systems in place. And that's the bit that Utopi deals with as well, is to make sure that either information is gathered from existing devices where possible, or that the appropriate level of control is exerted over the existing systems, and that all that is available through the Utopi platform as it is at the moment, so on the Utopi portal, and that the user interface is the thing that Spaceflow brings into the hands of the users on their smartphones. Data to the residents and put it in the hands of the residents actually has the potential to have significant impact for you as owners and operators of these types of assets, by being able to see the impact that somebody has on emissions, for example, and on the environment, and being able to see and compare how choices made when it comes to heating affect the overall well-being and the comfort within the space that they live in. Those kinds of things will actually help boost energy savings on the one hand, and then in turn reduce costs and carbon emissions. And it's always important to see that those two things, the costs and the carbon emissions, generally go hand in hand, because the greenest unit of energy is the one that you don't consume. By having and giving residents access to that data, it also can help increase operational efficiency. How does it do that? It allows residents to see and to validate that the heating system, for example, in their building works the way that it's supposed to. And while they may perceive or feel perhaps a little bit colder on occasion, that actually there is an objective temperature measure that is presented to them and that shows them what the actual temperature in their room or their space is. Those things in turn drive the net operating income, and they can also be integrated with existing workflows, where especially through the engagement also with Spaceflow and the tools that Spaceflow will show and Lukas will demonstrate later on, that you'll be able to see that the data that is given into the hands of the residents can actually inform the workflows also and the processes that are there. And in turn, that can lead to increases in resident satisfaction by residents being able to see and also to be able to control the environment that they live in. And working with Spaceflow, it gives us the opportunity to have this single resident experience, the connected experience with Spaceflow and some of the capabilities that you will see very shortly. You will get data being presented that we gather through the Utopi platform, through the multi-sensor and the environmental data like temperature and air quality and humidity and noise levels and so on. And also information that is gathered through energy consumption. And again, that residents can make choices with their eyes wide open and become aware of these things. And in the student market in particular, being able to see and quantify energy consumption is actually really important, because most students, by the time or when they enter student accommodation, will not have had well, they will never have had to have paid an energy bill, for example, and they may not be aware at all of the environmental impact that their levels of consumption may have. And then being able to see it historically and in real time, provides that capability for students on the one hand, and also residents in other areas to make informed decisions and really feel empowered as part of that process, also through the data that is available to them.
So what I would like to show you today, you can see on the slide, is the mobile app that students and residents can download. And as part of the app, they get access to the whole community services, amenities, smart building features that include also, for example, stuff like digital access to the building, or parcel management, or all type of documents and video manuals to onboard residents and students during their journey. And it starts even before they move in, which is something we already discussed also with Jonathan. We believe that this is also something that makes a strong impact, because the app already supports the pre-moving phase. So whenever you have a new student sign up through your portal, you already invite them to the app, and you can start to communicate with them. So you can start to offer them additional services, utilities, furniture. So this engagement part starts very, very early, even before those students actually move in, and you can smoothly onboard. Now to the integration. So two key use cases we want to show you today is the utility consumption, where you can easily access data on the water, electricity, and heating consumption. So if I click to, for example, water, I see the development and all the metrics for my last 30 days. If I want to see different granularity, I can switch to last 24 hours and even past months. So then I can pretty easily access an overview of my consumption per specific month. And the funny part, that's also where we can educate and gamify end users with tips and tricks and activities how to improve the water consumption. So there are also guidelines with every project that we do that helps to educate end users to make impact or make difference, or be in charge of the consumptions. So in the same way it works for electricity. Again, we collect all those data points from Utopi, translate them in this sleek, user-friendly environment, and make all those data points available for students. And the last is heating, where you can also see your overview for heating, and again, tips and tricks for improving the consumption. So super simple but effective, and immediately you get overview of where you stand in terms of your unit. You also get notifications and a summary per each unit every time frame as we define. So you also being notified on those updates via the push notifications that you have switched on in your phone. So one use case is for indoor climate, where again, thanks to our friends at Utopi, we can access those super interesting data per specific units and rooms. So for example, for my room where I stay, I can see I can see all those detailed granular data for my comfort and well-being, such as temperature, humidity, like noise levels, and again, to make it human and translate it in user-friendly way, we also came up with the Utopi team with comfort scores that in very quick way gives you hints on what comfort a specific room and unit has. So if the air quality is bad, you immediately impacts also the comfort score, and you know that there needs to something happen to improve that. So that's in short the first tier of our integration between Spaceflow and Utopi that is currently live and available. Two more enhancements and functionalities that we are currently working on, and the first one is called Smart Room Controls, where we will go a little bit beyond. So on top of just showing those data to students, we will give them the opportunity to also control temperature by adjusting the thermostat, schedule heating, so they can themselves also be in charge and use the app to adjust whatever is needed, and again help to optimize the energy use and reduce costs for specific property. Two more, also at the Utopi team, they already have an experience with gamification for consumption, so we want to take it to the next level with our partnership, and by the fall we also want to make this available for our clients to be able to set up specific challenges and offer prizes via the app to incentivize, motivates end users to step up and be part of this sustainability initiatives. We also have things we call a leaderboard that compares you with other units in the property, and based on the consumption, you also collect points that you can then convert in specific services and amenity programs that are being offered to you. And that's something we are really excited to work on, and with the knowledge of a Utopi team, and again make it part of the one interface, one app that is connected to all the other use cases that we provide, and make it easy for students to access everything from a single portal, a single app.